hairy crown. Who has a hairy crown today? Think about that. Um, the Lord said, I will bring back from Bashan, I will bring back my people from the depths of the sea, so that your foot may be dashed in the blood of your enemies, the tongue of your dogs in it. So, at the bottom here it says, at 31, verse 31, it says, let nobles be brought out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall run up her hands to God. Sing to God, kingdoms of the earth, and praises to the Lord. Selah. Praises to the Lord. That's Muhammad's name again. So it says, Ethiopia shall run up her hands to God. Look at Ethiopia on a map, a topographical map, and it kind of looks like an angel. And if this angel raised up her hands with the direct proportion of a human being's arms, it would be reaching Mecca. If it extended the hands fully out, it would be reaching directly to Mecca. It says it raised up the angels. It says Ethiopia shall run up her hands to God. Ethiopia is south of Mecca. It's in Africa, and it's shaped like an angel at one place where the water is, and at the shore. And if the angel raised up her hands all the way, extended them all the way out, the hands will be right at Mecca. And now if it extended them partially out, like in the great prayer, if it forward and out or partially up, it would reach, the hands would reach this place called Abha, A-B-H-A, Abha, like Father Abba, which is another variation for Baha'u'llah, Baha. So this is a town in Arabia called Abha, pretty major. You go to Google Maps and check it out and look at the major things around there and look up the names of them. You'll see significant things. So you have the location given of Mecca. You have the name Muhammad right next to the word name. You have basically the period. Let's see, Muhammad, it says the age, and then it has Aleph and age. So age divided by an age. Well, this is Islam came in the age of between the age of Jesus and the age of the Bab, and the age of Jesus was 100 times 7 from 677 BC, and the Bab was 360 times 7. So it's the time between times. Age, Aleph, age. And who's the upright Aleph? Well, in this case, it's Muhammad. He's between the two ages. So, again, exalted, the name for Muhammad. You have the location right here. Ethiopia raising her hand. Name and location, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. Even says what he's going to do. He was a warrior. He marched with his people, and they conquered the pagans. They conquered those who were attacking them. They defended them, and they conquered them spiritually. Muhammad didn't invade Mecca and destroy the place. He conquered their souls. And he defended himself when he was attacked. So let's see. It says, to him who rides on the heavens of old, lo, he sends out his voice, a mighty voice. Mighty. Ascribe strength to God, or might. You see that word again, might, over Israel. His majesty and his strength in the skies. O God, you are overwhelming out of your holy places. The God of Israel is he who gives strength and powers to the people. Again, strength and powers to the people. Blessed be God. Okay, now at the end of it, it's mentioning this name strength over and over in variations of it. And again, when it repeats something over and over, it's significant. This is very significant. So Bible prophecy, this chapter, and describing over and over this person of Muhammad, is going to also describe the return of Muhammad, basically how he's going to come again, and his new name, and some details about his majesty and how he's going to come in his return, or a later covenant. So this is important also to understand that sometimes a chapter will give many, many details about one promised one. And then right at the end of it, it might just decide to give a bunch of details about the next one, or a new one that's going to come later, and it's going to give clues. So there's something to be aware of. It kind of throws people off, but don't let it throw you off. Just know that in reality, Muhammad is the same. Spiritually, he does the same thing as what his return is going to do. When he returns again, the next promised one is going to do something similar. They're all redeemers. Jesus was a redeemer. Muhammad was a redeemer. Muhammad redeemed the pagans from their idolatry and made them believe in the one true God. So, this is important to know. And this word, blessed, is the same name, blessed. Look into the Hebrew root. Let's go into a little detail. Blessed means straight in Hebrew, or straight. When you think of straight, it means an erection, and it's also describing joy and happiness. So when you bless somebody, when someone blesses the one true God, they bow down before this God. They bow down before God, or they put their hands on their knees, or they get on their knees, or they get on their knees and bow. There's different levels of prostrating and blessing. So these are the people who bless the one true God. And it says that blessed be God at the end. And when you think of the prayer of Islam, well, that's what they do in their major prayer. They get on their hands and knees and they bless the one true God repeatedly. They do this several times a day. It's well known. They kneel. They get on their hands and knees and kneel before the one true God. So, this is describing Islam to such a degree, it's mind-boggling. In the Old King James Version may describe it even better. But I like this version. This is called the Interlinear Bible, Hebrew English, coded with Strong's Concordance numbers. I like it also. I use them both. And then the Strong's Bible Dictionary is an excellent resource. I recommend a seeker get all these resources if they can afford it, or download them for free if possible, and study with them. Very helpful. Very, very helpful. So this is an example of one is likely to see when studying these prophecies. It's going to have all these various aspects of what's going to take place, all regarding the same promised one. It's amazing. So, we live in this current age. We must be grounded in the current covenant. And one thing I recommend, very important and easy to do, is to get something called a Strong's Concordance. And it's basically, you look up a keyword, look up, the Bible's full of many words. You look up any of these words, it'll tell you all the verses where they're listed. So look up the major words, go to the Bible, Old King James Version, and look up the exact place where the keyword is, and read it. Read the sentence of maybe a few sentences before and after, and get the context of it and understand it. What's it talking about? How's it related to your search, your quest for solving the current covenant, which is vitally important to the survival of mankind, you want to do the world a favor, educate yourself. Become a true believer in the true current living covenant. It doesn't take long. Get the strong concordance. So what words are you going to look up? A month, maybe a time, maybe a year, maybe a week. And you're going to look for these prophecies involving numbers, like the prophecy revolving a year and a month and a day. The prophecy involving a year and a month. That's 360 plus 30. 360 plus 30 plus 30 plus 1. And you know that they have something to do with some of the most significant events in history, such as when the Christian empire of the world, the major empire of the world of Christianity, was conquered by the Islamic Empire. Well, that happened in a certain year. This empire was called the Byzantine Empire, and the empire that conquered it was the Ottoman Empire. And this is a major event. Well, the year that it happened, in Ezekiel 4, it says a certain amount of time later, and the promised one's going to appear, and that's when the Bob showed up. It's exactly to the T. This involves major periods, major events in history. This isn't just any old king getting killed. This is the king of Byzantium, where in Constantinople, where the most powerful Christian patriarch lived. He was considered the first among equals, but he was considered the most powerful, most respected Christian head of the Christian world, where he dwelled and where he could influence the Roman emperor. And the year that this place was conquered, the wealthiest city in the world, the city in the center of the world, they called it the city. Constantinople was called the city. That's how important it was. So when Ezekiel refers towards the end of Ezekiel, around chapter 33, 34, when it refers to the city, when Ezekiel had this vision involving the conquering of the city, he's even saying the city, Constantinople. He's given the name of it. So all these aspects are, again, they're linked and defined and they're given so perfectly clearly. You can have absolute faith beyond all shadow of doubt that all these religions all line up. They're all clear. They're all from God. And what does the Baha'i Faith teach? What did Baha'u'llah tell to the world? What did he bring the world? He said, top principle, all the religions are one. Spiritually, they're all in agreement. That they all believe in the same one true God. They may call him different names, Allah, God, JHVH in the Hebrew, but it's all one God. They all came from the same God. And this is what Baha'u'llah taught in 1863. That mankind likewise is one. We are all one human family. We need to live in peace and harmony. He tells us how. He tells us how to live in peace and harmony with justice. And one of the main things he did was he established the universal house of justice, where he revealed the foundations of how it's to exist. And he established the covenant in his will and testament. A foundational document that must be studied to be a true believer is the document of the covenant. The Kitab-i-Ad is the book of the covenant. That's the will and testament of Baha'u'llah. And the will and testament of Abdu'l-Baha, his son, who he also established as the head after his death. These books must be studied and understood. But the most important thing to understand is how it all comes together. Um, these prophecies involving the year, usually they will have other aspects that should be understood as well. Um, okay, it's helpful to look up that. There may be other keywords that you can think of that are worth looking into. Why do they call Jesus the Messiah? Did he fulfill all the prophecies involving the Messiah? Did he not say he would return as a Messiah and do certain things? What would he do? What would he fulfill? What would he bring in this age in which we live? These are important clues. So this wonderful quest, this wonderful discovery, let's start. Let's get it done. The world sorely needs your help. Be on your watch as you were instructed, and be a true believer as you were called to be. And the thing is that all these prophecies are linked together. One individually is kind of weak, but when you look at all, like, over 18 of them, easily over 18, they're all so interconnected, and they're all so tightly bound together. It is absolutely undeniable when looked in the big picture, which I have hardly scratched a dent at. And I haven't really gone into the current covenant much at all. And that's the only vital thing there is to know. But the year, the year, figuring out the year is very important and very helpful. It's one of the most important things you can do. When I was lost at sea in 2015, let's go to a different area here, in the Atlantic Ocean. Very, very dangerous place. There was a blood moon tetrad that took place. It's worth looking into. Why did the leader of Israel, why did he call it what he did when he led that prayer event? Why did he call the solar eclipse, why did he name it what he named it? Benjamin Netanyahu. Why did he name it such a historic, significant event? According to the Israeli news source. I hope that you can find out why it was so important, because the details about it are difficult to dig up. Believe me, I've tried. What was the path of these eclipses? What dates did they occur on? Why were these dates important? What were the 3 most holy days of Judaism, of the Moses religion? Why were they important? What is the main holy day that Jesus celebrated every year that John talked about? Passover. Passover. Why does the Passover matter today? How's it all related? What does the ark symbolize? Why is that important? My boat, my ark, was named Angel. I didn't name that boat Angel. That was the name when I bought it. It was the only boat I could afford that was big enough to handle the ocean. wasn't strong enough. I didn't plan on this happening, but I knew if I was going to get on the ocean, I knew I had to have the power of the covenant with me. It'd be the only way I'd survive, the only way I could make it if something bad happened. And I knew that to prepare, I'd have to study the Bible. I'd have to solve the riddles, mysteries. At one point, I was like, well, I can't read certain sources and certain literature. They're forbidden to me. And I never have read sources that were forbidden to me. I've stayed in the covenant the whole time. And I figured, what possibility do I have for discerning the true covenant, for discerning reality with what's given to me? Well, I can read the Bible. I can read the Quran. I can read the holy books that I'm allowed to read. And what else is there? I meditated on it. I'm thinking, well, there's this ancient building that's the biggest, heaviest, most massive building on earth. It's been around for a very long time. Maybe it has something. Maybe it will point the way to the reality. And I did a search in Google for the Great Pyramid in 1844, and my God, wouldn't you know it? You would be amazed at what I found. Absolutely astounded. I did the research, and I bought Petries and Smith's books, and I added up the numbers myself from the 19th century. And miraculously, all of these numbers added up to the same numbers in the Bible prophecy. They're all recorded in the Great Pyramid of Egypt. 1844, 614 AD, the year of Jesus' birth, the year of his crucifixion, 1863, even the more current stuff. Oh my God, even the more current stuff. Let's just say, wow. It was it was where I intuited it would be. It was in the Great Pyramid. It all lines up. These numbers all add up to Bible prophecy. It's all there. It's proof upon proof, belief upon belief, faith upon faith upon faith. It just builds up more and more. And as you have faith, so shall your powers and blessings be. This is the balance. This is the balance. This is the balance. And the kingdom of the angels opens up, and the kingdom is alive all around us, providing for us, helping us. And that's not to say that I'm not suffering every day, morning and evening, and I'm alone, and it's hard, and I need you to be on your watch and do your research and become a true believer in the true living covenant, the current covenant. Please. The world needs it, because we really can have justice on earth. We really can have what Baha'u'llah established. What Baha'u'llah came to give the world, justice. We really can have it. We need everyone to do his part. So, let's do it. Praise the Lord. All the glory goes to God. This is about glorifying God the Creator. Let's get these mysteries solved. Because, my God, the righteous are suffering. God's people are suffering severely. And this headache is just getting worse and worse. It's not going away. Perhaps you know why. Perhaps you've had them too. Perhaps you know what I'm talking about. This world is harsh. It's hard. for true believers. We need the 144,000 to believe in the true covenant and do your work. No one's going to explain it to you. You can't do a Google search and it's all going to be laid out for you real easy. You got to do your own research. You got to figure it out. You can find. You can solve it. You can believe in the true covenant. And no one can ever take that from you. And life may not be easy. It's going to be hard. But at least you'll be suffering for something worth dying for. And who knows, maybe we can even turn this world to a paradise and have true justice ruling this world for a change instead of the same old bull.